Right now, of course, we are working on that Actually, we're working to learn more about a house fire on the city's southeast side. Now, 13 News had a crew at the scene this morning. Now, what we know so far is that 2 firemen were hurt while battling the fire after the roof collapsed on them. One of those firefighters is said to have serious injuries. Now, we also know 2 adults, 2 children, and 2 dogs were in the house at the time. Thankfully, they were able to get out safely. The family says one of their dogs alerted them of the fire. Now, firefighters are telling us that improperly discarded smoking materials started that fire. This afternoon, the family is staying with a neighbor. And just into the newsroom, IMPD is involved in a police shooting. This is happening on the city's north side. This is near Keystone Avenue and 79th Street. Now, we, of course, do have a crew on the scene. IMPD telling us that no officers have been injured. And as soon as we get any updates on this breaking news information that's happening again, Keystone and 79th, we will make sure to bring that to you. Just stay tuned to WTHR 13. At noon, at 4 on air and on our mobile app for more information on that. Well, this afternoon, we are taking a closer look at the moments before investigators say 30-year-old Shanti Dixon was killed by a rideshare driver on the southeast side of Indianapolis. Yesterday at noon, we told you about IMPD's arrest of the suspect accused in Dixon's murder. That suspect is 29-year-old Francisco Valadez. Valadez was Dixon's Uber driver. Police tell 13 News Valadez picked Dixon up around 3:30 Sunday morning to take her home, but she never made it. Court documents say Valadez told 2 different stories to investigators before admitting he shot Dixon. He reportedly told police that she made a comment that angered him. Investigators tell us he shot her and then left her body in a wooded area near Raymond Street and South Sherman Drive. Court documents say Valadez told detectives he dragged her body from his car and put it behind a concrete barrier. Neighbors tell us that Dixon lived just yards away and had just moved in. They also tell us Dixon was a mother.
And most of the girls out here are single moms and stuff. There's not a man figure there. So, you know, and some of them come in late at night. You know, it's disturbing to know that it's not even safe to even come home anymore. It's kind of disturbing.
And police want anyone who encountered Valadez as a driver to come forward. Uber confirms that Valadez is now banned from driving for the company, and they will assist IMPD in this investigation. Well, today is September 11th. It's a day of remembrance as we honor those who lost their lives on that tragic day. We are taking a look at 465 at the 56th Street overpass on Indy's west side. Every year since September 11, 2001, James Clark has come to this location to wave his American flag. Now, Clark is an Air Force veteran from Indianapolis and says he does this to honor the nearly 3,000 lives lost during the terrorist attacks. All right, let's talk.
Yeah, thanks, Karen. Here as we look outside now, boy, the sun is cranking. Temperatures warming up, pushing almost 80 already. And we're going to add about another 10 to that before we finish off today. So we've been telling you all week long, Wednesday, Thursday would be our 2 hottest days, not necessarily the most humid days. That will come on Friday. 83 already in Muncie, 80 in Bloomington, 79 in Indy, and 81 degrees in Richmond. Temperatures roughly about 4 or 5 degrees ahead of yesterday's pace that took us to 85 in Indianapolis. Dew points remain in the 40s, so the air remains dry. 35% on the humidity. Indians day game today. If you're heading out to the ballpark, enjoy it. You'll need the sunscreen. We're pushing almost 90 degrees. For after-school activities, hazy, hot, but still not overly humid. Francine, approaching the Louisiana coast, will have the latest track and the latest impacts to central Indiana. The timeline coming up in a few minutes.
Any kind of loss of life is going to be sad, especially for the family. But we're here to make sure we get a thorough investigation to be able to give them some closure and assist the FAA with determining a causation of the crash.
This afternoon, the FAA is now investigating a small plane crash in Henry County where one person died. It happened yesterday afternoon at a private landing strip near the intersection of US 36 and North County Road 200 West. Right now, we know 85-year-old David Province of Middletown was the only person on board. Indiana State Police say for unknown reasons, the plane crashed shortly after takeoff. Now, this is the second plane crash this week. Another plane crashed near Anderson, killing 4 people on board who were flying in from Iowa. The FAA is also investigating that crash. A new but unexpected development in the Delphi murders case today. Overnight, the prosecutors officially objected to the defense request for an appeal even before the trial starts. Richard Allen's defense team wants the Indiana Court of Appeals to overturn 2 recent rulings about what information jurors will and won't be allowed to hear. The prosecution says neither ruling involves a significant question about interpreting the law, and it objects to any dealing. So what's next? The judge has 30 days to approve or deny the request for an appeal. Now, if the appeal moves forward, that could push back the trial currently scheduled to start October 14th. Richard Allen is accused of killing Libby German and Abby Williams while they were out for a walk in February of 2017. You can read all about the case at WTHR.com/Delphi. Well, 13 News is learning more about the 7 people on the city's investigative committee who will now be in charge of examining how the mayor's administration and campaign handled sexual harassment complaints. Marion County reporter Lauren Kostick shares what comes next.
Well, in a very quick meeting, the council's 2 party leaders chose the 7 councilors who will oversee this investigative committee. It includes 5 Democrats and 2 Republicans.
City County Council is not wasting any time.
Councilor Carlino, Councilor McCormick, Councilor
Just a day after approving an investigative committee, its members are now appointed.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The 7 committee members will look into the handling of sexual harassment complaints by the mayor's administration and his campaign. They are expected to review the city's policies and oversee the investigation that will be conducted by an outside firm. Majority Leader Maggie Lewis selected 5 Democrats. Councilors Krista Carlino, Jessica McCormick, Kristen Jones, Rena Allen, and Andy Nielsen.
So I believe all of our colleagues are committed to this issue, but those individuals specifically, we know they have the time to do a deep dive into the work that's going to come before them.
Minority Leader Brian Mowry named 2 Republicans, himself and Councilor Josh Bain.
You know, this was a caucus decision on who to put on this committee, and we took a vote on this as a caucus and made sure we put the right people on there.
And it's been more than a decade since the council formed an investigative committee. The last time was in 2013 over concerns of the city's handling of the Regional Operations Center known as the Rock. Now, the committee's mission may be different, but its responsibility isn't.
We need to look into this in a serious matter and make sure that we're taking the necessary steps to try to prevent this in the future.
So far, a date has not been set for the committee's first meeting, but once they do, they will be required to meet once a month. At the City County Building, Lauren Kostick, 13 News.